Hi there, my name is Zoe. Welcome to the Forgotten Hero. My last episode, I explained that would be the last video I was going to upload, but hey, I'm here again, and I dedicate this video to my editor. He actually pushed me and encouraged me to, release this video. All right, so today I'll be talking about being you in a relationship, and making it work. All right, being your true self, and that simply means not adopting anyone's approach in your relationship. And hopefully, this works for anyone listening. All right, in a relationship, we know in a standard relationship, we know okay, there are two people in that relationship. Okay, two people with different ways of doing things, different approach and different lifestyle and all that, and they're coming together obviously to make things work. It depends on what sort of relationship you have, but at least you're coming together to have you're trying to find some sort of peace in that relationship at least. All right, and say for instance, I'll use myself as an example. Say I was going into a relationship with Adam. Okay, for the record, I'm not in any relationship with Adam. It's just an example. So I was in a relationship with Adam, we just met and we're just getting to know ourselves. And, we were faced with one issue, something's happened and we are both, not happy about the situation, and we're trying to look for a way out to sort of solve that, issue in the relationship. Say for instance, I now go to my friends and I say to my friends, listen, I'm having an issue, with Adam, and we're not finding a solution to this problem. And my friends offer me, one advice or two, or three, and I take that on board, and hoping to speak to Adam the next day. And unknown to me, Adam has gone to his friends as well to seek for advice. And now they kind of offered the advice to him, and he's taking that on board. And maybe, we get to speak, Adam and I, and we're talking, and I begin to, adopt, the approach my friends have actually suggested. Okay, I begin to place that on the table. I'm communicating with Adam, and I'm giving him, that attitude my friends have advised me to put on. And Adam is also doing the same thing. Okay, he's actually acting up the way his friends have told him, to act up with me. And we're in that relationship together, we're communicating, and we're not getting anywhere. All right. And Adam is thinking, what's going on here? And I'm thinking, what's going on here? We're not getting, we're not going anywhere with this, because we have actually adopted, other people's approach in that matter itself. And in some situations, probably we might actually get ahead, find a solution in that instance. But going forward, because that's not us. All right, there might be some problems there. Okay, say for instance, in this particular situation, it actually works for us. Whatever approach I've applied, obviously based on my friend's, advice, and whatever approach Adam applied actually works. Yeah, we both come together, and this actually solved the problem for us. Okay, going forward, we're happy. Another problem presents itself. Okay. Now we're remembering that that we put on a show the last time, okay, and this wasn't the true Zoe and the true Adam. Okay, this is something our friends have actually cooked up for us, and we actually applied, and it worked for us. Now we are faced with another issue, okay, and we can't solve this issue. We go back to our friends. And I speak to my friends, and they say, oh, okay, this is easy. Do this and you get through it, just like the last time. Trust me. And Adam does the same thing. He goes to his friends and they say to him, oh, do this, it will work this time. All right. Then we come together and say, for instance, this doesn't work. All right. It doesn't work. And we're saying, internally, when we're reflecting, we're wondering why it didn't work. It worked the first time. It's not working the second time. Then for me personally, I would assume that it's not working this time because that's not me and that's not Adam in the real sense of it. Because sometimes in relationships, after when you have a little issue and you've actually overcome that issue, sometimes going forward, the problems you tend to face are slightly more complicated than the first issue. All right. And now if you're not being your true self, okay, you begin to complicate things more. And especially when Adam already has that idea that, listen, this is the way she worked the first issue we had. Okay, and I'm saying to myself as well that Adam worked the first issue we had in that same way. I'm expecting him to act that way in this second issue that we have, and he's not acting that way. He's acting, somewhat different. All right, and I'm acting different. Then things begin to be more complicated for us. And if we are able to actually step above that issue and we solve that issue well, going forward, other issues that we have, okay, we still, there's the tendency to still go back to people to ask for advice, okay? And some people can do this for a long time and they're still taking on the advice from friends, all right? And applying that in their relationship. At the end of the day, who is in that relationship? Would that be Zoe and would that be Adam? I'm thinking, no, for me, I don't think we're the ones in the relationship, okay? I'm thinking it's the friends that we brought into the relationship, we're working on their mind, we're working on their advice, on who they are, their personality and character. That's what we're applying in that relationship. So it's not me anymore, all right? And Adam, if he's taking on his friend's advice as well, at the end of the day, and their ways of doing things, is applying their own principle, and that's not Adam. At the end of the day, there's a conflict here, and we're not getting to know each other truly. Okay, I'm knowing who Adam's friends are, and he is knowing who my friends are. So at the end of the day, these were two different people in that relationship. But keeping friends aside, let's push our friends away, and we have a problem, there's an issue that we need to really sort out, just Adam and and I. And at the end of the day, we're true, we show our true self in that relationship. If I'm not back, if I insist that my way is right, and he insists as well that his way is right, and we cannot find a solution at that point, it goes to show that at the end of the day, going forward, we'll always have issues and we won't be able to actually solve them ourselves. Okay, which is a good thing, a positive thing in the real sense of it, because then you're not pushed into going into a relationship, further with someone who you don't understand, someone who isn't probably in the true sense of it right for you. But at the end of the day, if we are faced with that situation, okay, and we can actually solve it ourselves, okay, it shows that we have the capacity, the capability to actually solve other issues going forward, when faced with them. Okay, and it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, it strengthens us, and it strengthens it strengthens the way the process by which we're understanding each other. All right, I begin to understand Adam more, and he understands me more, and that is a plus in that relationship. Now, this is not to say that going to seek for advice from friends, it's wrong. But what I'm trying to say here is that applying their own principle when you're having issues might not be the best way to go ahead with your problem. Okay, I might assume that in every situation you can actually say, listen, I sought advice and this was what I was told, that we should do this. If it's not going to work for us, then we can trash it. Okay, then he knows that that's not you actually acting. He knows that you actually sought that advice and you're bringing it into the relationship. Now, if Adam thinks that that's not what he likes, that he doesn't like that mode of, communication where a third party is in that relationship and offering advice, he would say it up front. I'm not comfortable with you getting advice outside. I would prefer if we work, our relationship, by ourselves together and make our own mistakes and learn from it. And if Adam also says to me, listen, I got this advice from a friend, and I don't know if it's probably going to work for us, but maybe we should try. And I say to Adam, I'm not really comfortable you sharing our issues outside with someone else, a third party, and I think we should, solve the issues ourselves. Then we know from day one that we're two individuals that are not, happy with people, with people being in our matter, in our relationship, okay? And we'd rather just be together and work things out and get to know ourselves better and, strengthen our relationship more by applying our own principles, by being ourselves, okay? By being who he is and by me being who I am in the relationship. So there's no third party. Now, from experience, I found that when I have, issues and I've gone to friends to seek for advice, yeah? I found that sometimes, most of the time, because I've got really the few friends, I don't have too many friends, but the few friends I have which are male friends, they're unique in their own way and responsible. All right. And most of the time, the advice I've been given are really very soft. I consider them very soft, a soft approach, and it's not really me. Okay. There are times they would say to me, go and apologize, and and I would say to myself, but I wasn't wrong. Okay, I wasn't wrong. And in apologizing, I find that at the end of the day, this person, the person I'm in relationship with, say for instance, it's Adam. He doesn't really know me for who I am. He's thinking that every time I would actually apologize when I'm wrong. And sometimes he might, take advantage of that as well. Okay, so it's not really, sometimes, yes, you've got good friends that always make you, do things maybe, in a soft way. I would consider probably in a positive way, yeah. But at the end of the day, if that's not you, you're not letting the person you're in a relationship with understand you better. Okay, so at the end of the day, if I'm going to apologize, Adam will think, okay, that I'm this sort of person that would apologize all the time, and Adam could take advantage of that. All right, in the real sense of it, the true me wouldn't actually apologize. When I know that I'm not wrong, I probably would follow another, path, another route to solving that issue. But because I've taken on board the advice from my very maybe pleasant friends and apply that, that again is in me. So in being me, I would actually let Adam know that, listen, if I've done wrong, okay, I would apologize. But if I'm not in the wrong, I probably would be, I probably would approach it in a different way, and rather request that he apologized to me first. Okay, it's really funny, but I think relationship should be simple. And people should, I think sometimes fear comes into it when people are scared they're going to make mistakes, and you go out seeking advice from other people, and you applying their own principle, and in the process you lose yourself. All right. So I know when fear comes into it, you want to do the right thing, was seeking for advice, and you need to be saved. You want to save this situation. You want to keep this woman. You want to keep this man. But at the end of the day, it's not working because you're not applying your own principle and you're not being yourself. All right. So in this situation, all I'm saying is this: it's as simple as this. Don't be scared. Be yourself in a relationship and communicate, and find other ways, of applying your own mode of settling issues. And if you are getting someone else's advice into the relationship, let your partner, your friend know that, listen, this is not my idea, it's actually someone else's. And at the end of the day, you guys have an understanding. If it's something he doesn't like or you don't like, you communicate and you end it there, and that's it. You don't bring a third party into that relationship. Then whatever he sees, whatever approach you're applying and he's applying, it's him and it's you. It's not someone else in the relationship, someone else's way of thinking or someone else's way of solving issues that is being applied in that relationship. So be your true self. All right. Another area I would like to mention is when we tend to, apply some approach here, and this is not us again, that actually affects our relationship in a negative way. And I would give an example because so I try to be very careful with my words, and in giving examples, I feel I probably would be able to explain in a lighter way, so you get the true picture of things. Okay, and I like to use myself as example or share my own story so people understand what I'm actually saying. All right, now in applying certain principles or certain advice and it affects our relationship in a negative way, is when, say for instance, I'm in a relationship again with Adam, and there's friction, there's an issue, and my friend says to me, don't be the first one to call him. I'm sure it happens to everybody, even in common friendships, with best friends and all that, don't be the first person to call him, and I say, okay, and I'm waiting on Adam to call me. And Adam's friends are saying as well to him, don't be the first person to call Zoe. And he is applying the same principle, not being the first person to call me. Whereas in my true nature, I would be the first. I would actually pick up the phone and call and say, listen, we have to talk. But because my friends have said, don't be the first person, okay, to call him, I am doing that. And for Adam, he's doing that as well. Now, unknown to my friends, or even unknown to me, probably Adam is someone that, if you don't speak to him in a space of 2-3 weeks, he could consider that the relationship is over. And Adam as well, okay, is unaware that, okay, if he doesn't communicate with me in maybe 3 days or 4 days, all right, he doesn't call me, I might, consider that he doesn't like me anymore, all right? He's not interested in me anymore, okay? And at the end of the day, applying those principles, holding on to the advice of my friends, and he's holding on to the advice of his friends, we're destroying the relationship already. Simple relationships that would work, this is how they get destroyed actually, okay? Two people that probably, they're together, life has brought them together to actually, learn from each other, okay? And, pursue matters, in life together. And you find out that opportunity they have, they've actually destroyed it because they've not applied, they've not come into the relationship, in their true colors, their true self. They're actually applying other people's principles. Now who they are, okay, might actually match each other, okay, but because they've not given themselves the opportunity to know each other, by taking on advice and approach principles from other friends, it now seems like they're not meant to be, with each other, or they're not meant to be together, all right? But in the true sense of it, they have not actually been themselves, all right? So this is how getting on or applying other people's approach into our relationship can actually hinder things, and cause more harm than good. And it's something as adults we probably need to stop. And go into our relationship, with confidence, and don't be scared, all right? And just do things the way you would like to do things. Just apply your true self in it. If you're somebody that, yes, you like to call after, there's a misunderstanding, call. If that person begins to take advantage of your weakness, in the long run, this is not what you want, okay? Don't apply someone else's way of doing things, then lose yourself in the process. Then the relationship then sinks. If you're someone who can't stay away from your friend or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you always like to communicate, keep on communicating. It doesn't show that you're weak. It actually shows that you're strong, and it actually shows the beautiful you. It actually shows that you're someone anybody would want to be with, okay? Because there's so many people out there who are looking for men or looking for women that can actually communicate even after there's a quarrel, or after there's a misunderstanding. They're looking for people that can actually still be with them, despite their flaws. So that's a blessing, okay? It's a blessing. And I think we should be ourselves, all right? I could go on and on and on, explaining other ways that not being, you in your relationship could affect your relationship in a negative way. And but I'll leave that for another time, okay? I just wanted to touch on this little area, and just for us to ponder, think about it, reflect on it, and see if it's something you would want to stop. Because I sort of reflected on it recently, and I'm thinking, that's not a nice approach, and that's the reason I was inspired to actually share on this topic today. Okay, we can be ourselves, and we can actually gain a lot by being ourselves in our relationship, even more than we're thinking. Okay, and the more you get older, I think it's less stressful pretending and applying other people's principles in your relationship. Okay, in a positive way, sometimes advice do help, okay, in a positive way, but let the other party know that you actually spoke to someone and got that advice, all right, so that they can know you and know how you think. And and like I said, if it's something they're not comfortable with, they'll tell you, stop it, I don't like it, all right? And you put an end to it, and you guys can actually make your mistakes together and learn from each other, which is the natural process itself. Make your mistakes, learn from each other, and grow together, okay? So listen, single mothers out there, be yourself, be you, okay? And remember, remain strong and beautiful, and whatever problems you go through in life, whatever challenges you're faced with, try your possible best, try to rise above it, okay? and beyond if you can. Love you loads.